Welcome to By the Pages. We explore captivating books, and today we're diving into Limitless by Jim Kwik.
Exciting.
It promises to unlock the incredible potential of the human brain. And Jim's story is pretty amazing, too. He wasn't always the brain guy. He had a childhood head injury, got labeled the boy with the broken brain,
Wow.
but turned that into a lifelong quest to understand and maximize brain power. If you want to follow along, grab the book links in the description.
It's incredible how a label can stick with you.
Right.
That broken brain label really became a limiting belief for Jim, affecting his confidence in how he learned. Have you ever felt held back by labels or what others say?
I think we all have at some point.
Yeah, it makes you want to prove them wrong.
Definitely.
So Jim immersed himself in speed reading, ancient mnemonic techniques, multiple intelligences, became a brain power expert on his own.
I love that he went for these unconventional methods.
Yeah.
Wish I knew about ancient mnemonics back in school. Cramming for exams would have been way more fun.
Right?
So we have this story of overcoming limitations, exploring these unique learning methods. What's the core of Limitless? What's Jim trying to say?
He calls it unlimiting. It's about breaking down what we think are our limits and realizing we have unlimited potential.
I like that. Unlimiting.
He says many of us believe these lies about ourselves.
Like what?
Like, I'm not smart enough, or mistakes equal failure.
Oh, I've definitely thought those before. They get stuck in your head.
Yeah, and then they shape what we think we can do.
But Jim doesn't just point these out, right? He gives us ways to deal with them.
Absolutely. One big lie he tackles is knowledge is power. He says knowledge is only potential power.
Ooh, I see. So it's not enough to just know stuff.
Nope. The power's in using that knowledge, taking action with it, turning it into wisdom.
It's about what you do with what you know.
Exactly, not just hoarding information.
Makes sense. How does Jim suggest we overcome these beliefs then? Because they can be really ingrained.
He uses great examples and stories to show how amazing the human mind is.
Okay, like what?
Well, there's a story of a waitress who memorized a super complicated order for 12 people, no writing it down.
No way.
It shows we underestimate our own brains big time.
That's so cool. It makes you wonder what we're all capable of if we really tried. Have you ever surprised yourself with what you can do?
Oh, totally. I think we've all had those moments.
Yeah. And Jim gives us the tools to tap into that more often.
He's got his Limitless Model. It focuses on mindset, motivation, and methods. It's like rewiring our thinking, building good habits, and using techniques that unlock our abilities.
I like how clear that is. Mindset, motivation, methods. Like a recipe.
Yeah.
So let's start with mindset. What does Jim mean by a limitless mindset? Is it just positive thinking?
It's deeper than that. It's about really challenging those deep down beliefs that hold us back.
Right, those lies we were talking about.
Yeah. Jim breaks down each one, shows that they're just myths. He wants us to question what we assume and replace it with empowering truths.
So like, instead of I'm not smart enough, it's I can learn and grow.
Exactly. Our abilities aren't fixed. We can develop them with effort and the right strategies.
That shift in mindset is everything, huh?
Jim says it's fundamental to reaching our potential. And he doesn't just say, think differently. He gives tools to actually rewire our brains.
I like that Jim's approach is so actionable. It's not just fluffy affirmations. It's about real change.
Definitely.
You know, one thing that stood out to me was this dominant question idea.
Oh yeah, the dominant question. It shows how much our thoughts impact our reality.
Explain that.
The questions we keep asking ourselves shape how we see things, our beliefs, and our outcomes. If you keep asking, why am I so bad at this? You'll only see proof that you're bad at it. You focus on your flaws.
Ouch, I've totally done that.
We all have. But the good news is, we can change those questions.
So what should we be asking instead?
Jim suggests things like, how can I improve? Or what am I really good at? Shifting to possibilities and solutions opens us up.
It's like actually changing a bad song in your head to a power anthem.
Love that. Exactly.
Okay, but even with the right mindset, staying motivated can be tough. How does Jim deal with that?
He has this acronym, F.A.S.T. It stands for Forget, Act, State, Teach.
Forget, act, state, teach. I'm sensing a pattern here. Jim likes his acronyms.
He does, but they work. It's a framework for learning faster and reaching goals.
Okay, break down F.A.S.T. for us. What's forget about?
Forget is about letting go of things holding you back.
Like what kinds of things?
Distractions, those limiting beliefs, negative self-talk, even old information that's not useful anymore.
Make space for the new stuff.
Yes. And then ACT is all about taking action.
Not just reading about it, but actually doing.
You got it. Applying what you learned, setting goals, making a plan.
Moving beyond just learning about stuff.
Exactly. State is next, and it's about your emotions.
Okay, emotions matter for learning.
Big time. Jim says we need to be positive and optimistic because our feelings can either help us or sabotage us.
It's true. When I'm stressed, I can't focus.
Exactly. And finally, teach. This is about solidifying knowledge by sharing it.
Interesting.
When you teach something, you have to understand it deeper and explain it clearly.
You have to know it well enough to explain it.
Plus, it helps others too.
Right. Makes learning a social thing, not just you by yourself.
Exactly. So FAST is a whole package for motivation and learning.
This has been packed with insights already. If you're enjoying this limitless deep dive, like and subscribe for more brain-boosting book explorations.
And don't forget to get your copy of Limitless, links in the description. It's full of techniques and stories to help you reach your potential. So we've got mindset, we've got motivation, but how do we make those changes stick?
Yeah, how do we actually put it all into practice?
Jim talks about small, simple steps. He calls it S3.
S3, I like it. Sounds less overwhelming, right? Like, break down those huge goals into smaller things.
Exactly. Even small changes can have a ripple effect.
It's like building momentum, right?
Right.
One good habit leads to another.
That's the idea. It's not about changing everything overnight. It's more like a snowball effect.
Jim himself, he went from struggling in school to being this renowned brain coach. That didn't happen all at once, right?
No way. It was all about implementing these small habits, building on them over time.
That's encouraging. Makes it feel more doable. What kind of small steps are we talking about? Give us some examples.
Something as simple as drinking a glass of water first thing when you wake up.
Okay, easy enough.
Or taking a few minutes to meditate or practice gratitude.
Those are great, small, but powerful ways to start the day.
Right. Then you can gradually add more, like reading for 15 minutes a day or exercising for 30.
Starting small, being consistent.
Exactly. And celebrating your wins along the way.
It's not about forcing yourself. It's about making those small things part of who you are.
And James big on self-compassion, too. We all mess up, have setbacks. It's about learning from those and keeping going.
It's a journey, not a race. So we talked mindset, motivation, small steps. Now, I want to get to the techniques, the stuff for actually improving learning and memory.
Okay, well, Jim has a ton of methods in Limitless. One that really sticks out is the memory palace technique.
Memory palace. That sounds almost magical.
It's an ancient technique. You associate information with locations in a place you know well, like your house.
So it's like creating a mental map.
Yes. Because you're visualizing it so vividly, your brain holds on to it better.
I can see it now. Walking through my house, each room is full of facts or dates or whatever.
You can use it for all sorts of stuff. Dates, formulas, anything.
Wow, versatile. I definitely want to try that one. What about active recall? I've heard that's important.
Active recall is all about testing yourself instead of just passively rereading your notes.
So make your brain work for it.
Yep. You're actively pulling out that information, which strengthens the connections in your brain and helps you remember it long term.
Brain workout. I like it.
You can use flashcards, spaced repetition, or even just explain the concept to someone else. That's active recall, too.
Makes sense. Okay, we've got memory palace, active recall. Any other tricks up Jim's sleeve?
Well, he talks about using your senses to learn better. Certain scents, like rosemary and peppermint, can actually improve your memory and concentration.
Aromatherapy for your brain.
Kinda. And movement is huge, too.
What?
Getting your body moving increases blood flow to the brain, so it helps you remember things.
So no more sitting still for hours. Get up, walk around, maybe even do some jumping jacks while reciting facts.
Exactly. Engage your whole self, not just your mind. Jim also emphasizes understanding your learning style.
Oh yeah, like whether you're a visual learner, auditory learner, all that.
Yep. He actually has a quiz in Limitless to help you figure out your dominant style. Some people learn best from diagrams and charts, others from listening, others need hands-on stuff.
It's so cool how different we all are.
Jim celebrates that. Find what works best for you. There's no one-size-fits-all.
This is making me so excited about learning. It's about finding your own path, your own way to be limitless.
Absolutely. And speaking of limitless, we got to talk about Jim's take on artificial intelligence. It's a big topic these days. Kind of scary for some people.
AI is a game changer, that's for sure. Does Jim see it as a threat to human intelligence?
He actually reframes it as augmented intelligence, or AI.
Augmented intelligence.
Yeah, it's about AI enhancing our abilities, not replacing us. He says a well-trained mind is still essential in this AI-driven world.
So we shouldn't be afraid of it. We should be focusing on developing our own skills.
Exactly. See AI as a tool for learning, for personalization, for finding the information you need faster. It helps us reach our full potential.
Like a brain-boosting sidekick.
That's a great way to put it. It's a much more optimistic view than we usually hear.
It is. So how does Jim think this augmented intelligence will actually work?
Well, he talks about how AI can personalize learning, tailoring it to your specific needs and how you learn best. Imagine having a tutor who adapts to you.
Whoa, like a custom education, just for you.
Exactly. And AI can sift through all that information out there, get rid of the noise, and show you what's relevant in a way that's easy to understand.
Like having a research assistant built into your brain.
Pretty much. And it can give you feedback, track your progress, point out areas to improve.
Wow, so AI can be like this guide, this support system on your learning journey.
Exactly. Jim believes these AI tools can totally revolutionize education, make learning more accessible, engaging, and effective for everyone.
This really highlights how technology can be used for good. It's not about replacing teachers, it's about enhancing that human connection.
Right. It's about making learning more personalized, more effective.
So we shouldn't shy away from AI. We should be figuring out how to use it to our advantage.
Absolutely. It's time to explore its potential and really unlock our capabilities with its help. The future belongs to those who can adapt, evolve, and keep learning.
One of the biggest things for me was this idea of the limitless mindset. It's about truly believing you can learn and grow no matter who you are or where you're starting from.
So important. We get stuck in those thoughts that tell us we're not good enough, not smart enough. Jim's like, nope, get rid of those.
Embrace the fact that we have unlimited potential.
Our brains are amazing. They're constantly adapting, rewiring themselves based on what we do and what we learn.
We have so much more power than we realize to shape our own abilities.
It's about choosing our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions.
It's a really hopeful message. Learning isn't just about stuffing our heads with facts.
It's about growing as a person, being able to think for yourself, solve problems, make a difference in the world.
And Jim gives us all these practical techniques to actually get better at learning and remembering.
The memory palace, active recall, there's something for everyone, no matter how you learn best.
You know, I'm fascinated by that thing about using sense to trigger memories. It sounds kind of wild, but there's actual science behind it, right?
Yeah, our sense of smell is strongly connected to the part of our brain that handles memory.
The hippocampus.
That's it. When we link a smell to a piece of information, it creates a stronger connection in our brains, so we remember it easier later.
So if I'm studying and I have some rosemary or peppermint around, that could actually help me remember the material.
It's worth a try.
My brain could use all the help it can get.
Don't forget about the basics either. Sleep, good food, exercise. Those make a huge difference for how our brains work.
Jim really emphasizes taking care of our bodies and our minds. They go hand in hand.
Definitely. He also talks about managing stress and staying positive.
Because when you're stressed out, you can't learn as well.
It's like trying to think with a fog in your brain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stress blocks everything.
Jim suggests things like meditation, deep breathing, even just writing down what you're grateful for.
Create a calm space in your mind.
And of course, remember FAST. Forget, act, state, teach.
Such a good acronym. Let go of what's holding you back, take action, be positive, and share what you learn.
It's a powerful framework for becoming a limitless learner.
Well, I think we've covered just about everything in Limitless. If this deep dive has inspired you, grab the book, links in the description.
And if you want more brain-boosting book explorations, make sure to like and subscribe.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into a new book and new ideas. Until then, stay curious, stay motivated, and as Jim would say, stay limitless.